Imagine yourself in a conversation with a friend, and you're suddenly posed with the question, how can you believe a piece of bread is really Jesus? It's a valid question. After all, the concept of transubstantiation can seem perplexing, but it's a cornerstone of Catholic faith, deeply rooted in the teachings of Jesus himself. Transubstantiation, a term coined in the 12th century, is the belief that during Mass, the bread and wine used in the Eucharist become the body and blood of Jesus Christ. It's not a symbolic or metaphorical change, but a literal one. Although the appearances of bread and wine remain, their substance or essence is transformed. You might ask, where does this belief come from? It originates from the Bible in the Gospel of John, chapter 6, verse 51. Here Jesus proclaims, "I am the living bread which came down from heaven. If anyone eats of this bread, he will live forever. And the bread which I shall give for the life of the world is my flesh." Just as earthly bread nourishes our bodies, Jesus, our heavenly bread, nourishes our souls. This isn't the only biblical reference. In 1 Corinthians chapter 11 verses 23 to 32, St. Paul recounts the Last Supper, where Jesus took bread, gave thanks, broke it, and said, "This is my body, which is for you. Do this in remembrance of me." He did the same with the cup, saying, "This cup is the new covenant in my blood. Do this whenever you drink it, in remembrance of me." The Gospel of Mark, chapter 14 verses 22 to 24, also recounts this event. Here Jesus institutes the Eucharist, commanding his disciples to consume his body and blood under the forms of bread and wine. Transubstantiation is more than just an abstract theological concept. It's a profound mystery that Catholics believe brings them into intimate communion with Jesus Christ. It's a belief that Jesus is truly present in the Eucharist, not just symbolically or metaphorically but substantially. So, to answer the original question, how can you believe a piece of bread is really Jesus? It's a matter of faith, a faith deeply rooted in the words of Christ himself and the teachings of the Church. It's a belief that when we partake in the Eucharist, we are not merely consuming bread and wine, but we are receiving Jesus in a sacramental form. It's a belief that the Eucharist is a true communion, a sharing in the divine life of Christ. In summary, transubstantiation is the belief that during the Eucharist, the bread and wine become the body and blood of Jesus Christ. This belief is grounded in various biblical passages, including John chapter 6, verse 51, 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verses 23 to 32, and Mark chapter 14, verses 22 to 24. It's a profound mystery that brings Catholics into intimate communion with Jesus Christ, nourishing not just their bodies but their souls.